Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Coach Linda, and hopefully you can hear me. I am coming to you with today's topic of 100 days of purpose because we're learning how to be people of purpose, learning how to live our life strategically, intentionally on purpose. And with all of that, you have to take into account the uncertain times, right? You have to take into account that things will happen, and they do happen. Some things are planned for and some things aren't planned for, but there is a way that you are able to plan for uncertain times, even though you may not know what those uncertain times may look like or how they will present themselves. And so the the interesting thing is to understand in planning for uncertainty, right? We saw how the beginning of 2020, we all were living our lives and we were going about our daily routines and doing what we do. And, we knew about COVID, but, coronavirus and all of that, but it just seemed like it was somewhere else. And then it was right in our faces, right? And the world shut down, United States shut down. California took a heavy hit. New York took a heavy hit. And we saw people lose their lives. We saw people lose their livelihoods. We saw people lose their security in life and lost their footing. And I remember coming on and talking, and the Lord had spoke to me and told me to sow into the famine, right? And so I started coming on here and I was saying, just like Isaac sowed into the famine, he reaped 100-fold, da 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 da. And some people were like, well, I'm just gonna hold on to my money because I don't know what's going on and this, that, and the other. But what I learned in that whole process and coming through that and seeing the devastation that was all around me, and I wasn't necessarily, devastation came my way. Let's be honest. I lost family members. I had family members that were infected. And so dear friends of mine infected, almost lost their lives. And so there was a lot of stuff going on, but I kept leaning on what I was told to sow into the famine. And I tried to bring as many people along with me as I could and wanted them to trust that if you plan for uncertainty, even though you don't know what that uncertainty is, if you sow seeds in these times, that you can reap a harvest and you can see a return on investment. And yes, I did see a return on investment. And when most people were holding on, I was able to release. I was able to let go. I was able to do some things that I hadn't been able to do in a long while, not because I didn't have the money to, but because my priorities were all over the place, right? And so what the pandemic did for me, it helped me recognize what's most important. And then coming out of it, now we're getting ready to go back into some type of normality. We don't know what that normal is going to look like. Because there are some people vaccinated, some people are not vaccinated. Some people chose to not do it, and they have valid reasons why they don't want to do it. And then some people are just, believing the hype and the conspiracy theories that are going on about it. And others are saying, well, when I really have to, I'll do it. Whatever your lane is, that's your lane. I'm not here to judge you or to force you to do it the way that I think you ought to do it, because it's none of my business. What it is this. You got to do what's right for you, and you got to learn how to plan for uncertainty. You got to learn how to plan for what's coming next. And this last year, we saw that what's coming next could be either good or bad. It could be devastating or it could be exhilarating. We just got to understand that we have a plan for it, right? And so the number one thing today, we're going to really get into how do you plan for uncertainty? And many of you, as a coach, we talk about vision boards. Vision boards is like the staple. Any coach that you talk to, especially a life coach, a business coach, someone that's helping you become a better you, they're going to tell you about a vision board. And I'm going to tell you about a vision board because they are effective if you know how to use them right. Just like affirmations and setting your intentions are very effective if you know how to use it. And many of us don't know how to use it. We think, oh, a vision board is just something I did as an arts and craft project, and I put it up on my wall, and I tell everybody, there go my vision board. Woo-hoo. Yeah, we was over there sipping on some wine, and we was putting our little, cutting up the little magazines and talking and gossiping and doing this, that, and the other. And you don't really take into consideration what you are setting in motion. But a vision board is a plan, okay? If you do it effectively, a vision board is a plan. And so you got to have a vision. And I say this all the time. You got to see it before you can see it. What does that mean? That means you've got to envision where you are going, know the way to get there. Just like when you use GPS, right? When you use a GPS, you have to know your final destination. You can't say, Siri, take me to the store, because Siri don't know what store you want to go to. And that's how some of you are planning your life. You're saying, Siri, take me to the store. Or you're saying, Alexa, take me to the store. Alexa, tell me how to get to the store. And Alexa is like, what store? Can you be a little bit more specific? A vision board gives you that opportunity to be specific in what it is you want to attract to you, what it is you need in your life, what it is that you want to see manifested in your life. That's what the vision board does. That's the power of the vision board. You've got to see it before you can see it. You've got to picture yourself there. You got to see yourself in the house. You got to see yourself driving the car. You got to see yourself in the happy family. You got to see yourself on vacation. You got to see yourself getting that promotion. You got to see yourself starting that business. You got to see yourself having an effective ministry. You've got to see it before it's there. When it's all broke down and it looks like a fixer-upper, you got to see the finished project. And it doesn't matter what people are saying around you. It doesn't matter what people are doing around you. It matters what you see. So you've got to see it before you see it. And a vision board has the power to give you something tangible that you can see, something tangible that you can look at and be like, okay. And every morning when you look at that, every day when you look at that, every evening before you go to bed, when you look at that, you're able to say, okay, that's where I'm headed. That's where my GPS is taking me. When I make that left turn, when I make that right turn, when I keep going straight, when I have to make a U-turn and recalculate, that's where I'm headed. That's what you've got to see. You've got to see where you're going. And stop looking at where you've been, because that has no bearing on the future. Learn the lesson, but don't carry it, because many of us are carrying the past with us, and we can't get past our past because we keep putting our past as a roadblock, as an obstacle, as a stumbling stone. And so we've got to get past that. We've got to understand. We've got to see it before we can see it. What is the one thing that I say all the time? Only those that can see the invisible can achieve the impossible. So you've got to see it. See the invisible. Right? That's my tagline. See the invisible, achieve the impossible, dare to be you. That's my tagline. Okay. And so vision boards are very, very important, but you got to know how to implement them and what the power is. Because if you don't have an understanding of the vision board, then it's just a arts and craft project. Okay. You got to understand the power behind the vision, the power behind the vision. Okay. And then number 2, you've got to focus on what is knowledge? Let me put it this way. You got to focus on what you know. Too often we are focused on what we don't know. Well, what if this happened? And what if that happens? You know, the what if spiral. We got to get past that what if spiral because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what we don't know. All we know is what we know. All we can handle is what we know. And so focus on what you know. Be comfortable in your knowledge. Seek to attain more knowledge. There was something I heard when I was a young girl. It was in a sermon, and I forget who was preaching the sermon, and I wish I could remember, but it's not coming to me right now. But they said you got to know that you know that you know that you know, and that never ever left me. And I use it in my spiritual walk. I use it in my professional walk. Use it in my life. I gotta know that I know that I know that I know. I focus on what I know. And if I don't know something, I go out and try to get all the information that I can so I can have the knowledge. Because when I have the knowledge, then it's easier for me to apply the knowledge. I can't apply something I don't know. I can't guess at what's coming next. I've got to focus on what I know. What I know is I got up this morning, I brushed my teeth, I washed my face, I put a little bit of makeup on with a little bit of mascara, and combed my hair, put on my clothes, ate me some breakfast, drinking me some coffee. I know those things. I'm doing my 100 days of purpose. I know those things. I know what I have. I have a list of things to do, and those things are going to get accomplished. I know what I know. I focus on what I know. And when something introduces itself that I'm not aware of or that I don't know, I use what I know to deal with it. So focus on what you know. Don't focus on what you don't know. Don't focus on what is not available to you. Focus on what you have in your hands. What's so powerful about focusing on what you know is what do you have in your hands? What do you have in your arsenal? What tools and skill sets do you have that's going to get you from where you are to where you want to be as you grow and as you expand? Focus on what you know. But don't let that limit you into not trying to find out more. Because there's more out there. You don't know everything, boo. Okay? So number one, use the power of the vision board. You got to see it before you can see it. Number two, focus on what you know. We're talking about how to plan for uncertain times. Use the vision and focus on what you know. What is in your hands? Number three, take it slow. You know, we want to jump in with both feet. Now, when you go on swimming, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to get out there, look all cute in your little suit, and then when you get near the water, you want to dive right in, because if you go in inch by inch, you probably will never get there, because nowadays you got heated pools, but back in the day, them pools would be cold, and you'd be like putting your little foot in there, shaking, and you're not going to go in there. And then you ask somebody that's in the water, how's the water? And they're like, oh, it's good. Why? Because they jumped in with both feet, and they've been in the water, and now their body has adjusted to the cold temperature of the water. And so they feel it's good. And so you go and you be like, oh, it's so good, I'm going to go get it. And then you get it, you like, hey, it's cold. You got to jump in. Those kind of things, you want to jump in. You want to jump in head first, and you want to get it over with. Get it started. Just do it, right? But when you are just doing it and you're doing something that's new to you and you're doing something that you're unfamiliar with, take it slow and be flexible. I call it the bob and move, bob and weave. You got to bob and weave. You got to know how to bob and weave. You know what I'm saying? Throw the punch and move out the way. Don't stand there flat foot and be, and you getting all knocked in the teeth. And nah, bob and move, know how to bob and weave. Be flexible. Understand that it may not go the way you think it's going to go. And should that happen, have a plan. Bob, weave, bob, weave, be light on the feet. Take it slow. How do you finish a journey of 1,000 steps? Step by step. Take it slow. Be flexible. Change is good. Say it with me. Change is good. Evolve. Elevate. Create. Conceive. Do it all. Take it slow. Be flexible. So number 1, the vision. Make a vision board. You got to see it before you can see it. Number 2, you want to focus on what you know. Because what you don't know is going to be there. But focus on what you know. That way you're more prepared for what you don't know. It sounds crazy, but believe me, it works. And number 3, take it slow. Be flexible. Learn how to take it in stride. Ain't no monkey gonna stop this show. And you show the monkey, you're not stopping the show, because even though I didn't know you were coming, I planned for you. You see how intelligent that is? Devastation. I didn't know you was coming, but I planned for you. I got something for you. Bob and move. Let's go. By any means necessary. Take it slow. Be flexible. Number 4, and this one I really like. I really like them all. But this one, I had to learn the hard way. And sometimes I'm still learning. Acknowledge your limits. Right? You got to be man enough, woman enough to say, you know what? My knowledge, my skill set, and my experiences say, I can do this, but I'm not going to do it well. I still need to learn some stuff. I still need a little bit more. I know I'm at this level, but to get where I need to go, I need to get into a master's class. I need to get into Patience 101, or I need to get into Patience 365, or I need to, we understand we need to take another course. We need to get into something that's going to give us a lesson so that we can get some knowledge, because we are limited on our resources right now. I have enough resources to do it for 10 people, but I got to plan for 500 people. So I know my limit, but I'm not limited by my limit. Come on, somebody, that just spoke a word that'll preach right there. I know where I can go. I know what I have the ability to do right here, right now. However, I am not staying right here, right now. I'm looking at what I have and acknowledging that this is what I have. This is what I have in my hand, and this is what I know. However, the scope of everything, my vision says, is bigger than what I am and who I am today. And so I've got to elevate and grow into what it is and who it is that I am going to become so I can fulfill and manifest that vision that I see. Let's take it out. Let's go back through this and then we're out. Okay. Number one, make a vision board, but use the power of the vision. You got to see it before you can see it. Don't do it like an arts and craft project, but do it like this is a real life plan. I'm going somewhere with this. Number two, you've got to focus on what you know. Focus on what you know. This is the vision. It's going to manifest, but what I know right now is this. Right? So I'm going to focus on what I know. I'm not going to get worried about what I don't know and what I can't perceive and what I don't understand. I'm going to stay right here in my wheelhouse. I'm going to stay right here in my lane. Number three, you're going to take it slow and be flexible because there's still some growing you have to do. There's still some learning you have to do. There's still some mistakes and some failures that you're going to have to make so that you can learn the lesson, so you can get the wisdom. Wisdom is what? Applied knowledge. That's why you got to focus on what you know, because in order to get wisdom, you got to know how to apply the knowledge that you have. Oh yeah, she talking good right now. She helping somebody right now. Somebody needs to recognize that I am giving you some good tips today. And number four, acknowledge your limits. Don't allow them to limit you there. Don't allow it to derail you, but acknowledge where you are truthfully, authentically, and know that there's room to grow. There's space to grow. Listen, I am Coach Linda. That's all I got for you today. We're going to pick this up tomorrow. It's going to be good, y'all. It's going to be good. If y'all thought today was good, y'all ain't seen nothing yet, because we going to bob and move tomorrow. We going to bob and move. So let's go ahead and let's learn how to plan for uncertainty, because that is how we are going to be all that we need to be and show up bright and let our light so shine in this world. Because that, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's about walking and living in your purpose. I'm Coach Linda. This is 100 Days of Purpose. And as I say unto one, I say unto all, I'm out.